Hi, everybody, and thank you so much for being here today for Deborah Kobylt Live. I am so excited with our guest that's in studio with us. Thank you for being here. Bethany Morgan, you are with the RealReal.
Yes.
And basically, that is a consignment shop for uber luxury goods.
Exactly.
Yves Saint Laurent, Louis Vuitton, Valentino, Fendi, Chanel, just to name a few. There are, 12 million online members
Yes.
to the RealReal. You ship to 63 different countries. And the woman who started this company, Julie Wainwright, started this in 2011.
Yeah.
Just went public, too. Wow. Ladies, she's amazing.
A lot going on.
The people who work for RealReal are amazing. Let's start. What is the RealReal for lots of people who don't know?
Okay. So we are one of the largest online luxury resellers, meaning what we do is very unique in the sense that we have white glove service. So I'm considered a luxury manager.
Which is how we met.
Yes.
Because a friend of ours said, you've got to go and look through Deborah's closet. Of course, in which case I thought, oh no, I don't know if I want to part with my things. But that's what you do.
Exactly.
White glove service, you show up at people's homes, you look through what they may not want.
Right.
Okay, and then take it away.
And then we take things based on brand and condition. Okay. So we've been doing this for 8 years. We know what brands are really marketable in the resale market, and we know what our clients are looking for. So I come to your home. It's completely complimentary as well. So that's one of the other things that's different is that it's not a service that we have to charge for. We come to your home, we go through your items, and we take pretty much everything. So handbags, jewelry, all of that, which is really, really good. You can see some of the items here, which we'll go over in a little bit.
That. Okay, we have a little surprise for you a little later on. Everything from the Chanel to all the other items here. You're actually going to be doing a little test for me if it's real or if it's not real. Now, this is very exciting because everything here looks real to me.
Real or faux.
And the real reason why you are called the RealReal is because of your authentic. Why am I tongue-tied today? Authenticity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So every item that comes through goes through multiple rounds of authentication. Okay. Meaning I have been trained in authenticating items. We have experts on site in our offices around the United States and in Brisbane, which was where our warehouse is. So one item can go through as much as 4 different rounds from copyright, photography, and authentication to make sure that it meets all the markers for the brand.
So you come to my house. Okay, what are we looking at right here?
This is Gucci.
This is Gucci.
Yes, this is a Gucci handbag. You guys can kind of take a look and see. And all of these items here have come through our warehouse.
Now, you will immediately take photos and then take it with you? Or how does that work? And then you make sure that it's the real deal.
Right. So I can tell by just certain markers. Every brand has different stampings, whether it be the leather, whether it be the font, the type of gold, the hardware, and also inside each item will have its own special code depending on the brand. So we look for all of those to see if it's in fact authentic. And then I will catalog it, take a picture of it, and take it with me and send you an inventory before I leave. So you know exactly what I have. We're fully insured as a company. So we take the items, then they're shipped to San Francisco, or if you're on the East Coast, in New Jersey, and then it goes through our process.
So you deal in women's clothing, handbags, shoes, men's, children's, jewelry. You do quite well with jewelry.
Very well.
I wouldn't have even thought that.
Yes, actually one of our best-selling categories is watches.
Wow.
Any watch over $2,500, we pay 85% commission, which one is the highest in the industry.
So let's break it down.
Okay.
I come to you and you take my watch.
Yeah.
So it's worth $3,000. I will get, once it's sold, 75% of that?
In watches over 25, it's 85.
85% of that.
Correct.
How do you even make your money on that?
Well, there's such a market for resale, and with a lot of watches, we can price sometimes very high to what the actual retail price was based on the demand, especially for Cartier, Rolex, certain brands. So actually it does really well. And you have to think that with the 63 countries, we have massive buying power. So there's people in China, people in Europe, people in South America that are buying on our site.
I've never liked to buy a fake. I always felt like as a kid.
Good.
Well, because I knew. Yeah. I knew. So as a kid, if I couldn't afford something, I'd rather just not get it and go somewhere else and just buy something that I could afford.
Exactly.
I can sometimes spot and tell the difference, particularly with handbags. but you're going to test me. You're going to test me in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because it's not worth it. It actually does not. It might even look really good, but they don't sustain. They don't last very long.
Correct. So
that's another thing.
Most of the items, wherever they are for LVMH, which is your, Louis Vuitton and other brands, there's typically only one factory that makes the leather in all of the world.
Really?
One factory that does the hardware. So it's really is like done by hand, as it's been done for, in some cases, over 100 years. So that you're paying for that. You're paying for the brand, the notoriety, but also they do last. It's something that you're going to have forever. And if it's not real, you can't consign it. So it's kind of like a waste in that sense. In this case, everything you do, actually spend money on that has value, you can consign and make money in the future, which is something that's kind of a new concept when you think about it. We weren't doing this 10 years ago. There's always been resale, but not on this level, not everything you have.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about eBay, right? People are like, well, why don't I just go and buy something or sell it to eBay? Your answer is?
You can, but it's not authenticated.
Right.
So there's so many times I've had clients that, have told me horror stories or have bought online, especially eBay, that we're not able to guarantee, in fact, that it was real.
Right. Nothing against eBay. They do a terrific job.
Amazing business.
Amazing business. But your business is built on making sure that this is, in fact, the real.
Correct. And we come to your house, we photograph it for you, we take the items, and we deal with the seller. So when you're doing on these other platforms, you have to deal with the returns, the clients, the general public.
Mailing it.
Correct. Meanwhile,
what a total pain in the neck.
You know what I mean?
I
take the pictures and everything.
A lot of times I don't know what to do with something, and my friends will go like, "Oh, sell it on eBay," and I'm like, No, because it's just too much of a hassle.
Right.
I don't want to deal with any of it.
We take that out of the equation for you, and that's part of what this luxury service is that it's truly concierge.
Let's talk a little bit about Julie Wainwright. In 2011. She was working for
Pets.com.
Pets.com. They went under.
Yep.
And she got a divorce at the same time. It kind of took her by surprise. Tough year.
Yeah.
But she's an entrepreneur, and she decided to go and do something. And she basically started the RealReal out of her kitchen, right?
Yeah.
And she'd drive around in a U-Haul picking stuff up.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's an amazing story. So she found herself in, this position where she did have, friends and people in her network with some amazing things. But what can you do with it? You don't wear it anymore. It doesn't fit. You got it as a gift, but it's nice. So you're not going to donate it, and you're also not going to give it away. So there was a space in the market for a need for this, where people had items that they were holding on to. Also kind of has gone along with the Marie Kondo effect, where people are really, they're sort of simplifying their lives. They're paring down what they want to buy, and also the sustainability platform. So we do not manufacture anything. Everything is essentially recycled. So that's
which
huge
is
as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, which who doesn't like that? So added bonus on top of all your luxury goods and your Gucci is that, and a lot of times I would say 20% or more of what I receive is brand new at tags.
Wow.
So things that have never been worn before. It was a gift. They couldn't return it. They missed the window of return for the website. And now or it doesn't fit. They're holding on to it, but it's brand new.
You were telling me that many times the vintage products go for even more money. There's a particular vintage Chanel handbag
that you're on the. We have to find for her.
I'm on the hunt for it. My girlfriend has it. I think she's had it for 20 years. I said I need to find this purse, and she works at Barney's. So
anybody out there, it's consign it for her with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about you a little bit. And how you got into this, because you're great at what you do. You work the Los Angeles area, but where do you work, actually? Do you work the whole...
Yeah, so we have territories that we work within. Mine is Burbank to Malibu. So that's where the company will book me. If someone calls in or they write in and say, I want to consign, we go in a rotation. And then if it's in my zip code, then they will book me. But then the rest of my business is self-sourced. So I bring in a certain number of consigners every month. So in a sense, this job is very entrepreneurial, where I'm at networking events, I'm meeting women's charity groups, I'm on boards of chambers, I'm in places where women are. So that I can meet them, build a relationship with them, and hopefully get in their closet.
Our friend, who's also quite entrepreneurial, told me she pretty much just shops at the RealReal.
Yes.
She always looks fabulous.
Yes.
And I would say to her, where did you get this? She said, Deborah, you've got to go to the RealReal because you also have 3 stores.
Yes.
In addition to online, which is the big thing
Yes.
here, in Los Angeles on Melrose.
Yeah, so we have a Melrose and Los Angeles building, and what's really unique about our stores is that this is the only real concept that exists in the sense that it's a large retail space with a built-in consignment office.
Wow.
So you can go in there and drop off. You can make an appointment to see an expert, work with a gemologist, work with a handbag specialist, and get pricing on the spot in any of our locations. We have Soho. We also have, Melrose, as you said, and then also in Madison Avenue in New York.
Beautiful locations, too.
really well
I have to
curated.
say. Again, in 8 years, this has happened. This is pretty outstanding. And
It's a lot.
the company just went public
We did.
last week.
Yeah, we did.
So much for an entrepreneurial woman to do in 8 years.
Absolutely.
She is outstanding. I
You have to
tell
meet her.
you.
She's wonderful.
I will. I will.
You will.
She's pretty outstanding. So, let's go through what's real. Wait, what do you call this game?
Real versus faux.
Real versus fro. I'm very excited because she went to her warehouse to get out some of these merchandise just to see, okay, Deborah, let's see if you can tell or not. So this is really
I'm not
exciting.
going to say anything. I'm going to just be here.
But you'll tell me at
well,
the
after,
end.
yes, of
You
course,
have
but
to.
you have to guess first.
The Chanel. I love the Chanel. I wish these were my size.
So
because I
these
don't-
are some Chanel sneakers. You can kind of take a look. You can, touch, feel, whatever to see what you think.
These are gorgeous.
They're really cute.
These are stunning. Fake.
Those are not real.
Okay. I had a feeling. Do you want to know why? Something about the sole gave it away to me.
Didn't feel right.
It didn't feel right because I know Chanel sneakers. I
they're
have
more
a crush
rubbery.
on them.
Yes.
Yes, they are, and I have a real crush on Chanel sneakers. I have a thing for them. So, okay, I'm proud of myself. Okay, let's keep going.
Next.
The purse, Yves Saint Laurent.
So this is YSL. So you can open it. Look inside. Has the gold hardware. Inside. What do you think?
I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. This is stunning, I have to tell you. Real.
It is not real.
Uh-oh.
And so some of the markers, if you
Okay,
want,
wait
you
a
can
minute.
identify. Yeah.
Wait a minute. When you first walked in, I looked at it and I said, that's not real. But I changed my mind. You always have to stick with what you think originally.
Your intuition, yes.
My intuition. Didn't I say that?
You
about it?
did.
I said that one's not real.
I couldn't tell you, but you were right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, why?
So the hardware, if you look at the difference in the gold from the hardware to the chain is different. So there's actually, we do have machines in which we can test the metal. So for example, like a Fendi watch or certain items from Cartier, there's certain metal compositions to the actual metal of the item itself, whether it be 14 karat gold, 18 karat, or stainless steel. We're able to actually put it into a machine and test it. We can also acid test it and see that the ratio is actually exactly what it's supposed to be for the brand.
Wow. So this Fendi watch, I'm afraid to say now because I got that one
You
wrong.
have to try. And also the logo, the font on the logo is off as well.
The font on the logo is off.
The gold foil is not the correct font size.
It looks cheap.
And the leather itself, if you were to feel it, if you were here to feel it, you would also see it's not quite the supple, soft leather.
Yeah. Where do people find this stuff? The counterfeits. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's going to fall apart. I remember. I'll never
It
forget
is.
this.
It's definitely going to fall apart.
I have a story. My girlfriend, way back in the day, she bought like a fake Prada bag, and they used to have the little they have the little triangle emblem.
Yes.
And she was so proud of this Prada bag as we were going up the escalator at Century City Mall. And by the time we got to the top of the escalator, the little triangle was gone.
It fell off.
It fell off. And she was flipping out. And she was going down the escalator and up the escalator. I said, look, this is why I told you not to do this.
Right.
Because
And
whatever
she still
you
spent
pay.
money. Yeah.
Yes, she still spent decent money. Not $800, but maybe $150. I said, now you're out $150. And for what? She was so mad and she never did it again. It doesn't pay.
It doesn't. And then also, again, you can't consign it. And we pay, for any handbag over $1,000, we're going to offer you 70% commission on the list price. So then you can turn it back in and get something you want. Maybe it's 5 years old. Maybe you've worn it a little bit. You're able to then trade it in for something brand new that you love.
That is wonderful. So it's got value to it.
It has value.
It really has some value. Should we keep going on this?
Yeah, this is fun. Okay, what about, you want to do the watch?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm afraid to say because my instinct is saying that it's fake.
It's real. This is real. This is vintage Fendi. So if you open it up, if you were to take the marking, the Fendi is marked in here. And then also when you open it,
Why
it's
would I
just
say
been worn.
fake? See, I just think
The emblem and the logo, and then also everyone has a serial number as well around the logo. So there actually are databases with most brands, including Chanel, where they can type in this marking code. If it does not come up, it is not authentic.
wow.
So it is, in fact, real.
It is a beautiful watch.
Thank
My
you.
eye is just not clear anymore, I have to tell you.
It's so hard. Honestly, there are some out there. That's why this authentication piece is so important, because
Yes.
there are some really good fakes out there. I mean, I've seen some that had to, have a few people really looking at it to make sure. And our goal as a company is to not allow anything on that we feel 100% not sure about.
You have gemologists on staff.
We do.
How many authenticators do you have over at RealReal?
I would say with the growth, I would say between hundreds, maybe thousands. I'd have to look at data, but we have hundreds of gemologists and experts, meaning in the field of horology, which is for watches, in the field of handbags, also in home and art. So a lot of people don't realize that we do
the art as well.
home and art. So we have curators and home evaluation managers who can book virtual appointments or come to your home and look at your art, authenticate it, as well as list it for you. We also do China. I get a lot of China sets people got from their wedding or got as gifts.
What are some of the...
They're just sitting there in cabinets.
What are some of the names? For the
Yeah, so
China
like
brand?
Lalique, Baccarat. We do very well in those categories. Also, any like Cartier Home, we take J. Strongwater. You can go on our website, and every brand we take is listed alphabetically.
You also have, if you will, a second tier of brands, right?
Yes.
So perhaps not the Valentino,
Yeah, we love
Chanel's.
all the Gucci and Prada, but we also are very open to our market because a lot of people dress contemporary.
Right, the Tory Burches
Yes,
of the world and all that, which are
absolutely.
lovely. And what other brands?
Yeah, so we also we do take Tory Burch, we take Diane von Furstenberg, we take Rag and Bone. At periods of time, we've taken Vince and Theory. So there's a lot really in that space. Michael Kors. So I feel like we do have a market for almost all of it, especially Los Angeles, just living here for people to consign. So I know that people say, well, I don't have maybe Prada or maybe I'm saving up for it. Mm-hmm. There's quite a few other things that you can consign to then maybe earn some extra side money, some extra income to buy that one really nice handbag you've been waiting for.
It really is lovely. It also is a nice way to pare down what's in your closet, and you feel good about it.
You feel really good. People have thanked me when I leave. They're like, "Oh my gosh, thank you! I feel free. I feel
we make it
uncluttered."
fun.
We make it fun.
Now, again, we talked about that the company was just publicly traded, and it's gone up 45% after trading, which is incredible. It just goes to show the market for this. It's amazing. Market Watch, Hollywood Reporter, CNBC, Forbes, all talking about the RealReal and how what a phenomenal idea this is, which is why it's taken off.
I know. I wish I came up with that.
Right? Isn't it always something like that?
It's brilliant, and she's lovely as well. I mean, I don't have any negative things to say. Obviously, I love what I do. I feel very grateful, and also I'm a mom and a working mom. It's really lovely to have the empowerment of making your own schedule. Mm-hmm. To really be able to drop your child off at daycare in the morning and fit in appointments. If you need to pick something up on a Saturday, you can, and make it flexible, which is amazing. So we also feel that's a part of what we do, and we're allowed to do that in this business.
Have you always worked in luxury goods?
I've worked in luxury goods for a long time. I worked for Neiman Marcus for quite a few years. I worked for some celebrity brands. So yes, I have. I found myself in retail since my very first job. I remember dressing up my sister, my brother, if he'd let me. I always,
I love it.
Yeah, I was always trying to dress people up in something. It was just from a very young age.
But very briefly, can we talk about how you got that job at Neiman Marcus?
Yes.
Because that's also
Right.
grit. No wonder why they hired you here at the RealReal.
Thank
because
you.
not only are you pleasant and good at your job, you're a go-getter, just like the founder.
We definitely try. So I was working at the time. I had just done with college. I was working for Starbucks for many years, which also love that company. And I was looking for my first real, career job, and that was kind of on the hunt. But I was job searching while working. I finished with college. I went to CSUN locally and wanted to just figure out what to do. And I saw that posting for a Neiman Marcus opening in Woodland Hills. I grew up in Texas, so I knew of Neiman Marcus, but I said, how do I get that job? I want that job.
How do I get through?
And so I just knew I wanted it. So I found the number on the listing, and I called every day for probably 2.5 weeks, and no one was answering. I couldn't understand why. I was so confused, and it turned out that they were in a temporary space while the store was being built. So no one had occupied. The building had been leased, but no one was occupying it. So I basically just kept calling. I kept calling, and
so somebody picked up the phone.
Yes, so somebody picked up the phone, and I luckily the person who picked up the phone was Bob Lugari, who is the general manager for Neiman Marcus. He said, "Oh, hello." And I said, "Oh my gosh, someone answered." And I said, "I've been calling for weeks. I'm very interested in this position. I just graduated college. I would love to work for this company." And he said, "Okay, well, here's an email. Send your resume." It turned out to be the HR director for the company, and it went from there.
The rest is history.
It went from
but
there.
if you didn't keep calling,
Yeah.
You wouldn't be
Would've
where
moved
you
on.
were. I mean,
No.
and that's why you've got that, pretty big entrepreneurial spirit. You just make things happen.
Yeah, I just had to basically harass them or whatever you have to do.
But you really don't, because I know that you called me for quite a bit, and I just said, not now, I'm not ready. You're actually quite polite but professional about it.
Thank
and I
you.
think that's what makes a really solid entrepreneur and somebody who's in the kind of business that you're in.
Yeah,
as
respecting
well.
that person. The thing
Yes.
too about consigning, I will say, is that it's very personal. People are attached to their things.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard for people to let go. And I've learned that if they're not ready,
They'll be ready.
Let it be.
Especially
They'll be
somebody
ready.
like
Give
you.
them some time. Give them some time.
I love what Stella McCartney said about the RealReal, because you sell her goods there as well. She
Yes.
said, "What a way to stay alive when someone wants to, buy one of my products again." She gave you a great shout out. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, we did a collaboration with her because she is also, she's a vegan brand. It's
Yes.
also sustainable. So we thought it would be a really good partnership for our clients. But it's true. It's also really fun that we get to see pieces that are coming back into existence that have been in a closet for 20 years, some one of a kind.
I think those are the most
Yeah.
beautiful
I've seen
pieces.
some really cool things.
Here's what she said to Vogue: "The biggest compliment is to have an afterlife. Is for my product to have an afterlife. Now that is luxury." That's beautiful. She's so stunning. I've met her before in a couple of instances, and I just think she's amazing. I love what she stands for. She's changed the game as well.
Absolutely.
So should we go through a couple more of
Okay,
these?
yeah. So this Gucci. Okay, what do we think here?
Look, guys, I'm afraid.
Okay,
Come
here.
on. Now, I've got to inspect this thing.
This
so
one
hold on.
might be a little tough. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, but you taught me already about the color. Like, this has to match that. See, I learned. It's gorgeous.
And then for most Gucci over a certain year, I believe it was in the 80s.
I can't even open it.
They started doing authentication. You might have to push down. Let me see.
Push down. Here, open it for
Okay.
me.
Let me see how you have to push this. There we go. So most Gucci bags, I don't know if you guys can see, and where it says Gucci underneath, since the 80s, they started doing a record locator. So there's a
go
serial
right here.
number up inside that is an authenticator in all of Gucci. So that number underneath, you have to make sure that is stamped. Do you see a stamping?
Hang on a minute, everybody. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I do, but I wonder if could they do a fake stamping, or
They could. Absolutely.
real.
It's fake.
That's not fair. You know what?
yeah.
You tricked
hard.
me
No, I
because
did
I was going to say fake. I swear to God, because of like.
I'm not trying to trick you.
No, you didn't, because of the look here, and I saw the
Yeah.
stamping, and I thought, oh well, it's probably real. Wow.
Yeah, so they even can
Wow.
fake the stamping. But if you were to put this into a locator, you would be able to see, like, that number would not mean anything.
It's not a real number.
Right. But
So,
to the
okay.
eye, you don't know. To the eye, you don't know.
No, and clearly I'm pretty bad at this. I only got one right. I really did.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
I got one right. Okay, the
So we have a Louis and
Valentino.
Valentino.
I'm so afraid to even do this anymore.
So another
Okay.
thing that people don't realize too is that a lot of times You have to look at the bag it comes in as well. So we don't require that you have the dust bag or the bag. It's not really a deal breaker.
But if it does,
if you have it, it's nice. But the bag itself also needs to make sure that's real from the brand too. Mm-hmm. So that's always something very interesting.
Well, it's a beautiful sandal. Good heavens.
And they're very comfortable too.
The Valentino is real.
Yay!
I got it right. Yay! Is it my size?
Those are actually mine. Yeah, those are mine.
They're yours. They're beautiful.
They're so comfortable.
They're,
oh my gosh,
they're
they're
actually
my favorite.
beautiful. They're
I got them on the
stunning.
site.
Real. Now, what would something like this go for originally?
Those are like around 300.
Originally?
Yep, originally.
Really? It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. And what did you get them for?
I think they were like $275. So this brand, like Valentino and some other brands, because these are a newer style, you can still buy them at Neiman Marcus today. If it's current in season, we can still pay a little bit close to retail, but we're still going to be a better value. And when I got them on the site, they were in excellent condition, meaning they were not worn.
Well, they look new. I mean, if you've even worn them, I'd be surprised.
Right. So it's like I still saved about, 30, 40, $50.
The Louis.
The Louis.
Oh, if this isn't beautiful. I just love luxury goods. I'm the kind of person
Who doesn't?
Yeah, even
they
just
are.
little ones. If you can't afford too much, right?
Just
'Cause
get
some
something
handbags
small. Or
are
like a pair of
crazy.
sandals that are reasonable.
That's certainly reasonable enough. You could save at least. You know what I mean? That's something you could save toward.
Absolutely.
Fake.
Yes.
Yay!
Woo!
Oh, okay. So how many items did you take? Let me see. Did I get three? I got three right.
Yes, it's like a half essentially.
I got half of them right. I'm very proud of myself.
This is good. So Louis is one of the brands that is often copied and authentic. So
are you kidding? I was in Thailand and they were like selling it for $5. I'm like, no. So I wouldn't do it.
You have to really check, and so that's why it's especially important to make sure you're getting Louis from an authentic source that you know about, because that does happen a lot.
Yeah,
more than a lot of
why
the brands.
Louis?
I think because of the fabric, it's lacquered canvas, and Louis has been around for so long that they didn't have all of the like holograms like Chanel has back in the day, and they've really tried to keep it. So it's the leather, it's the stitching, it's actually where the Louis monogram is placed, and the hardware that we look for.
So you come to my home, or I come to the business, or I just ship it in. How long does it take from the day that I send you something or you take it away until it's sold generally?
So the processing time for everything to get to the warehouse and on the site, it takes about 2 weeks. Once it's ready for sale, we sell 80% of our items in less than 30 days.
Wow. And then after that, do you drop the price?
It depends on the item. So if it's come through our consignment office, whether it be jewelry, handbags, that has a price guarantee, we won't lower the price until after 30 days. And we'll reach out for you, especially if you had something priced. Otherwise, if it's after about that 30-day mark, we will take a small markdown. The thing that's amazing is the items are yours until they sell. So if you change your mind at any time over that period of 30
get it
days,
back.
ask for it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
no
you can
cost,
send it back.
nothing.
No, I mean, we ship it for you there for free. I think there's a small fee to ship it back. If you're a VIP member, meaning you've consigned $10,000 in a year, you get free shipping, you get a free coffee in our cafe, and then you also get a first look. So we have an amazing program on the site called First Look, where if you are looking for that Chanel bag, which I know you are, and you want something specific, you can actually have 24-hour early access to the site for certain brands before they go live.
I think this is so important because in a world and a time when people are just buying a lot of stuff, if you just, save the money and buy one beautiful item, I don't think they go out of style.
No, and you can wear it for 20 years, pass it down to your kids.
Pass it down or sell it on the RealReal.
Exactly.
There's no downside to it.
No, I can't think of.
Yeah, what's the most expensive item that you have on there?
Probably jewelry.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Or probably jewelry or watches. We do really amazing in those categories, and I've even been shocked to see some things that are $200,000, $300,000 that we take and sell.
Wow.
Really well. Yeah, if you get a chance to visit the store, but the other thing too is if you're not in Los Angeles or in one of our major markets, we do this in Texas, we do this in Miami, we do this in New York. So what I do, we do in a lot of areas in the United States. But if you don't, then you can ship in. And we send you a kit with a label. So if you live in, I don't know where, Texas or something that's in a small town, you can still consign with the RealReal.
Wow, it's very, very exciting.
Yeah.
So also you do, okay, sunglasses, clothes, accessories, the handbags, fine jewelry, watches, gold. You were saying gold is
Yeah, so gold has been doing really well. We'll take anything over 14 karat gold, even if it's unbranded, meaning it doesn't need to be Chanel. It can be something you got from a jeweler as long as the gold is 14 karat, which most is. And we actually do very well with unbranded jewelry. And we've also seen a rise in engagement rings lately.
Really?
Engagement people
People
either
buying?
and selling their engagement rings, whether they've gone through divorce or they're looking for an upgrade. They will often, try to look for a new one.
Very interesting. Yeah. Wow. So what's next? I mean, she's expanded so rapidly, and now she's a publicly traded company, which is so impressive that she's done this in, what I say, 8 years?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, I think she would speak on that for herself, but I think what for us is there's so much room for growth still here in LA. I still meet people every day that have never heard of us before.
Really?
No idea.
Mostly word of mouth. Is that how you do your
business?
business?
So I work on referrals. So this is helpful, just having a platform, being able to talk to people. So thank you for having me on. But
I
also,
think it's just very exciting. The concept is exciting.
Referrals.
What you do and how you do it. I do think you're very easygoing about it, but you know your stuff, and that's what I think people like. They want it relaxed, but they want somebody who's a professional who knows what they're looking at.
Yeah, and knows what they're talking about.
Yes.
And also there's a little bit of, I always call it kind of like outside sales for luxury, because it's sales in the sense of, we want to get these beautiful pieces on the site because we know we can sell them.
Yeah.
And you make good money, but also just understanding people and how they work and being okay to just flex with what they're comfortable with. I've had a lot of times people not want to consign something and call me a week later and be like, I'm ready to let it go.
Yeah.
And so just if you're aggressive up front, then they're not going to trust you.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, so I just let them kind of decide, and if they never want to do it, then don't do it. Whatever you feel good with.
Yeah, and even pass the name along. So you have to meet a certain quota. I know that every month.
Yeah.
And you told me very easy to make, especially here in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
right?
I think we're lucky we have the store. So the store has been helpful because so many people shop there. Just going there. Sometimes in between appointments, I'll just go there, catch up on some work, and I meet people who are shopping.
Beautiful.
And I would say a lot of people that shop with us still aren't consigning, which is kind of crazy. So they'll shop
because they're afraid to part with their stuff. I'm telling you, that's what they're like me. My sister came
Tell
in,
them, no,
and she's looking at it.
it's
She goes,
true.
no, you can't get rid of that. It's like I just got to get all that out of the way and go. Okay, I'm ready to part with this and part with
I'm ready
this.
to go. And I'll say that that's how it happens. I can
Yeah.
start the week with 5 appointments and I can end with 15.
Wow.
Meaning people, when they're ready, they're ready. Can you come tomorrow? Can you come Thursday at 9 a.m.? Like when you're finally ready to do that process, you want it out of your space.
Yeah.
You want it gone. So that's what's also good at having a flexible schedule.
Right. So shopping is great because you're getting a massive discount off of something that retail will be so expensive.
Yes.
Parting with your goods is incredible because you get 75, 85% in some cases of your merchandise, depending upon,
Yeah, so we start from 40 all the way to 85, and
Right.
it just really ranges
Right,
on
it depends.
what the item
right?
is. Yeah.
Is it something that will sell? Is it something people need? Is it in great condition? Or
Exactly.
I
And the
get
brand
that.
too. Brand drivers are huge when we have new creative directors. So in a lot of senses, we're affecting the luxury market on the reverse end and what people are buying to then consign. So people are looking at when they buy and make a purchase now if they can consign it or not,
Yeah, very nice.
which is really interesting.
Well, I love talking to you. This is great. I'm very proud
This
of
has
myself.
been fun. Yes, you did
because
so good.
I got 3 out of 6 correct.
I think
was
that's
able
a
to
win.
identify if they were real or not real. I don't know if you want to hire me right now as an authenticator.
We'll have to, yeah,
We would have to work on that. I think I need a little help.
Some
with that.
training. We'll give you some
I would
proper
need
training.
some training. This one was kind of easy. I'm telling you, the soles were so hard.
When you get to feel it, they're very heavy too.
yeah,
which
they're
not usually
because
that
I've
heavy.
tried on many a Chanel because I love their sneakers.
So they didn't do as good of a job on those, but
Yeah,
with
but
some
and the
hands, it's
Louis
fine.
was funny because I've been in so many countries, and you're right. Louis is like the thing that people
It's the
are
thing, yeah.
counterfeiting, and it's so obvious when they're not real. But beautiful selection that you brought to us. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
What do you do with the fake stuff? Just toss it.
We use it for the game.
You use it for the game. I love that.
We can't sell it.
No,
and we don't want it
be
back
done
out
with
in the
it.
world in general.
No, I don't like that.
So we just
I
keep it.
Don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
If
just
you
keep
can't
it.
afford it, just buy something that you can. I just think that's a little classier.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so
Oh
much.
my gosh, thank
Anything
you.
you want to say before we leave? How people can find you?
Yeah.
That would work.
Yeah. So I'm Bethany. You can find me on Instagram at BMO77, the word star, STAR, or Bethany.Morgan at TheRealReal.com. If you ever have questions or if you'd like to consign, I'd love to help you. If it's your first time, we'll make an appointment to come to your house.
Wonderful. Great work. I loved
Thank you so
having
much.
you here.
Yes, this was really fun.
And next time we should do a little party and have friends. That would be a lot of
Yes,
fun.
we'll bring
Yeah.
more. I'll bring more things.
That would be fun.
Amazing.
Anyway, this was great. Please shop, call, go online. The Real Real. It's worth your time and your money. And please contact Bethany. We'll put all that information on our social media. So thank you again for being here. And you can find us and this show, Deborah Kobylt Live, of course, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. And then for those who are just listening to their podcast, iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts and anywhere else that you listen to your podcast. We appreciate you being here. Please go to The Real Real and tell me how you did. And thank you for being here. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.